Yeah, I talk about Mario Kart World in a video on the Switch 2, but Mario Tennis Fever, that gets its own video. Alright, welcome back to the fucking Ultravolt YouTube channel of unscripted rambling and fucking insanity. So recently a little game came out. I don't know if you all heard about it. It was on February 12th, I believe. Could have been the 13th, but I think it was the 12th. Mario Tennis Fever. This is the second, Switch 2, Mario release, not counting, like, you know, like the Switch 1, like, Switch 2 upgrade things. But, yeah, this is a pretty interesting little release here. It's kind of, I mean, technically we're not in the second year of the Switch 2 yet, if you want to talk about the Switch 2's, like, you know, release date. But, like, we're in, like, 2026 now, and, like, the second year of the Switch 1, like 2018, we got Mario Tennis Aces. So it's kind of interesting to see that pattern repeat with the tennis games. But, yeah, no, I got this game at launch because I am a fucking Mario fanatic. I adore the Mario series. It's one of my favorite series of all time. It's just so wonderful, so charming, especially in recent years. During the Switch era, I kind of fell out of love with Mario just because of the amount of stuff that was coming out that felt pretty lackluster, but they've gotten their shit together and I'm back in. I love this series, is just so charming. Yeah. So I got this game at launch because I'm a crazy person who paid $70 for fucking tennis. But so Mario Tennis has been in a very interesting spot for a while now, or Mario sports in general, not just tennis. During the, like, N64 era, we got the introduction of the Mario Tennis series. I mean, technically, tennis was introduced on the Virtual Boy. Like, Mario Sports, the main two, tennis and golf, the real introduction of those, honestly, was on N64. You can draw, like, ties to golf back to the NES, tennis on the Virtual Boy. It's like, yeah, like, Mario Tennis, Virtual Boy, whatever. But really, it got started with Camelot on the N64. And those games were very charming. Get to the GameCube era, Mario Tennis is firing at all cylinders. We're getting the best of Mario Golf with Toadstool Tour. The best of Mario Tennis with Power Tennis. Introduction of strikers in baseball, which is like, or sluggers, or like whatever the hell. I don't know why. Like, yeah, it's like super sluggers, and then there's like the first one had a different name. I don't know why they changed the name between the sequels. That's always been weird to me. But no, you get the introductions of those super iconic games filled with a ton of the charm of Mario Sports. The best part about Mario Sports is, like, the wackiness that comes with it. You know, the Mario goofiness that makes these games so damn charming, you know? It's like, I don't know, it's just like, the charm of the Mario universe is what really makes these games. Taking a sport that pretty much everyone's familiar with, and then putting all this wacky Mario shit in it. That's what makes the games so damn interesting. And those early games really understood that. Get to the Wii era, it's slowing down a little bit. We didn't get a new Mario Tennis or Golf. We did get a port of Power Tennis through the new Play Control stuff that added motion controls, which I don't think the motion controls in that version are optional, so if you don't really care for the motion controls in these games, sorry. That includes me, by the way. I don't think I really like the motion controls of Mario Tennis. But, yeah. No, we got a new Mario Strikers, though, and we got a new Mario Baseball. Both those, really good games. Yeah. The Mario Baseball game included K. Rool's only appearance in a Mario spin-off, as far as I know. And, yeah, that's fun. I like that a lot. But, yeah, no, I think the Wii era was still pretty good for Mario Sports, but it just slowed down a bit. You know, the GameCube was insane with Mario Sports. Just absurd. But when we get to the Wii era, we're slowing down a bit. The main two didn't get new games, which was always weird to me, but, yeah. On the DS, we got Mario Hoops 3-on-3. I just have to shout that game out because that game's one of my favorite little oddities. We got Mario Sports Mix later in the Wii era. Yeah. But get to the 3DS and Wii U era, things get a little strange. You start to see a lot less of Mario Sports in this era. In particular on the Wii U. The Wii U did not get much for Mario Sports, especially early on. The 3DS actually got a good amount of sports support, but it was very mixed. Like, the Mario Sports games were never, like a absolute masterpieces or anything, but, like, from what I've heard, the 3DS Mario Tennis game was just kind of eh. The Mario Golf game on 3DS, that one, from what I've heard, is actually a really damn good Mario Golf. But the tennis one was eh. And then you get to later on into the 3DS era, and you get, like, the Sports Mix successor that I'm blanking on the name of. Like, Mario Sports Superstars, I think is what it's called. And that one was just flat out bad. So yeah, Mario Sports was having a tough time on the 3DS, and the Wii U was pretty much non-existent. But of course, later on in the Wii U era, we would get Mario Tennis Ultra Smash. One of the worst Nintendo games ever made. This game was just flat out lazy. Didn't have nearly enough content. The roster is insanely bad. I looked at it recently, and oh my god, it is just crazy bad. But it's just flat out awful game. Crazy that was even released, honestly. But after that, it felt like Mario Tennis was just Mario Sports in general was just going downhill. And during the Switch era, it got better, but like it's comparing garbage that's on fire to garbage that's not on fire. So not by much. Mario Tennis Aces, Mario Golf Super Rush, and Mario Strikers Battle League are all very mediocre games. All of them launched with the free updates model and didn't have enough content at launch, and by the time they got more content, nobody gave a shit. All of these games are extremely flawed, and really it just devalued Mario Sports as an idea, which sucks, because this used to be a very fun franchise. So yeah, after all that, we get to last year, and we get the announcement of Mario Tennis Fever. And in my opinion, in the announcement, this game looked pretty damn good. I had some confidence in this game, because Nintendo had sort of stopped doing the free update stuff outside of, like, Splatoon and Animal Crossing, which I think the free updates worked for both of those, though Animal Crossing should have had more content at launch, admittedly, but, you know. I thought this game was going to be pretty fun, and yeah, as time went on and we started to see more, and it was very clear that we weren't getting any free updates, and that this game was launching with a good amount of content on it, a good amount of meat on its bones, it became very clear that Nintendo was done with that strategy for Mario Tennis and Mario Sports. So now, all they really needed to do was nail the game itself. And after playing a good amount of it over the past couple of days it's been out, I gotta say, I think they did. This game is a blast, in my opinion, and I have been really enjoying it. And yeah, I'm just really excited to talk about it. I don't know. I love Mario Tennis. It's always been a very almost like a comfort game to me. In particular, the N64 one. I always love opening that on Switch and Switch 2 now to play a couple of rounds of tennis just to have fun. In particular, I love playing some ring shot occasionally when I want to play some Mario Tennis. You know, it's nice. So yeah, this game, in my opinion, is pretty great. But what makes it so great? Well, I'm glad you asked, my friend. I'm pulling up the game now on my Switch 2 just so I can get my facts straight here. In particular, I just want to talk about the, roster real quick before we get into all of the gameplay. The roster of this game, in my opinion, is really solid. I find this roster in particular interesting to talk about when comparing it to Mario Kart World's roster, where Mario Kart World has the issue in quotes. I don't really find it to be that egregious of an issue, where it has a ton of the what the fuck picks, but not a lot of the mainstays. Like, there's a bunch of characters that feel like they should be there that are missing to some people. I don't really mind it. I actually quite like Mario Kart World's roster, but this game has a lot of very, very good mainstay picks. It feels like everyone that needs to be here is here. Like, you got Nabbit being introduced to Mario Tennis. You got Pauline at launch, Diddy Kong at launch. Love the Diddy Kongs at launch. And then, like, you do have some what the fuck picks here and there. I think the most interesting character on the roster by far is probably Baby Waluigi, just because this is the first time we've ever seen Baby Waluigi, which is interesting. I know, another baby character, but I don't know. It's just kind of cool to see him here, I guess. There are definitely what the fuck picks, but a lot of them are like from other games, like Piranha Plant. We had Fire Piranha Plant and Aces as an update character. And honestly, I wish they kept it as Fire Piranha Plant, because that was just always so funny to me. They specifically chose Fire Piranha Plant and not plain ass regular Piranha Plant. I just always found that to be kind of hilarious. But you get like Chain Chomp. That was also in Aces. It's just a lot of the what the fuck picks were in Aces. Like, I'm pretty sure Blooper was in Aces. Goomba being introduced is cool. I'm glad Goomba's here, but it doesn't really feel like that much of a what the fuck pick. It just feels like a, yeah, he deserves to be here kind of pick. I don't know. I think this roster is kind of lacking in, like, the what the fuck, why is this character here sort of area. But overall, really good roster. I really like this. I think it's a fun character roster. I think one of the most interesting things about this roster is, like, some of the skins. Most of the skins are just, like, different colors for Koopa Troopa, different colors for Yoshi, different colors for Shy Guy. That's what most of the skins are. But there is a skin for Luma that's Luma Lee, which is a character that did appear in Mario Galaxy as, like, one of the like, the person who sells items. But also, I think their most notable appearance to most people is in the Mario movie, where they were just, like, very, like, depressed and, like, shit. So it's very interesting to see them here. Honestly, I find it very cool to just see that. I wish we got more skins like that, because that's, like, the only skin that's really, like, not just, like, an alternate color, as far as I know. You know? I like Blooper. I'm pretty sure they were in Aces as well, but I really like Blooper's inclusion. I like all the enemy characters. There's just a bunch of enemy characters in this, and I really like them. I think the babies actually managed to warrant being here because they're a major part of the story. PD is always nice to see in these games. I really love Diddy Kong being in the game at launch. It's always, like, bugged me that it wasn't in the game at launch for Aces and wasn't even in World. So, you know, I'm glad to see him here. But that's the roster. That's not that big of a deal. I think overall this game does do a really good job of, like, referencing a bunch of other Mario games. Like I think one of my favorite parts about Power Tennis is, like, the little mini game things that you have. They're references to, like, other Mario games that were coming out around the time. Like, you got a Luigi's Mansion 1, a WarioWare 1, a Mario Sunshine 1. And this game kind of has that with, like, the Mario Wonder 1. That's the most recent mainline Mario game. So, like, they reference that in a minigame. And that's so cool to me. I love that so much. Seeing that minigame represented is fun, and I find that minigame very fun. We'll talk about the minigames in a bit. But I think in particular, my favorite way they choose to, like, reference stuff is through the addition of Fever Rackets, the main gimmick of the game. Now, this is probably the best idea, the most perfect idea for a Mario Tennis gimmick ever. These are so much more fun than Aces' like tennis gameplay changes, in my opinion. I just find Aces kind of boring now, to be honest. But these, dude, they change up the gameplay so much. They add so much to the wacky fun of these. Like, and none of them feel like the same. They all feel very distinct in the things that they do to affect the game. And I really like that. It could have been very easy for a lot of these to just feel like reskins, but I've never really had any of them that feel like complete reskins. There's some that are similar, but you know, that's a given. It feels like there's a lot of thought put into each of these. Like, in particular, I'm just gonna shout some out here. The Shadow Racket's really cool. Like, when you use the special, it creates a clone of you, and the clone just, like, helps you play tennis, and it'll, like, block shots, it'll, like, move around and help you out. It's really fun. That's one of my favorites. The banana racket's really fun. I really like the design of this one also, because most of them are actual tennis rackets. Like, they actually look like they work as tennis rackets. This one is a fucking bunch of bananas. It's not a tennis racket. It's just a giant bunch of bananas, and that's so funny. It's just so funny to me. But also, it's like when you rally it between the opponents, as long as it's not hitting the ground, it'll keep spawning bananas on both sides. And once it hits the ground, it'll spawn a big bunch of bananas on whoever side it hits on. It's so fun. Like, it adds so much chaos to it. Like, the Thwomp one's fun. Like, that's just crazy to me. The metal one, I like that one where you hit it and it turns into metal. Shova's cool. The Swerve racket's really interesting because the special isn't really that different, but the racket itself is always swerving the ball, meaning it helps with mix-ups and stuff. The spiny racket is absurd to me. Like, it literally spawns in spinies that lock onto you and attack you. It's so hard to counter, it's hilarious. The fucking magic racket. This one creates a wand. And, like, just wherever the fucking, like, I don't even know how to describe this one, man. It's like, it will, like, change your opponent's racket into, like, a fucking frying pan. But it also does damage every time the wand hits the opponent. And, like, it's just so overpowered. So many of these are so busted, and I wouldn't have it any other goddamn way. The fucking Taifu racket, creating fucking tornadoes that swerve the ball all around. It's just so fun. I love it so much. And there's so many more rackets. Like the mud racket's a really cool one, because not only does it affect the gameplay really well with those mud piles, but also the mud in particular looks like the, like, icky, like, brown goop from Sunshine. That's really cool to me. I really like that. Even ones that fill a similar niche are different. The flame racket. That one has, like, little flames that spread up all around the course. The court. I'm really good at this. And, like, will set you on fire and make you run around like that if you touch them. The firebar racket also does the set you on fire thing, but it's a spinning firebar. Like, that adds a different layer to it. The Fever rackets are just such a fun, genius gameplay that adds so much hecticness to the game that every Mario Sports game should have. Every Mario Sports game needs to be somewhat hectic, somewhat crazy, and that's what makes these so fun. That's what makes someone like me, who doesn't really care about sports or sports games that much, have so much fun with these. And the Fever rackets are so smart. Genuinely incredible idea for this series. That makes the base gameplay so fun immediately. Now, looking around at single-player content, there's a good amount of it, and I'm very happy about that. Like, you got the adventure mode, which I haven't played much of, admittedly, but I do enjoy it. I find a lot of the dialogue very charming. I find the general vibe of it really cool. I think it's just a fun little story mode. I'm never super crazy about the story modes in the recent tennis games. I don't know. I just never really get super into them, but I think this is a very fun thing to have, and I'm glad it's here. There's the tournament mode, which allows you to just play a tournament of tennis, which is always nice to have. And you got the trial towers. This is my favorite of, like, the major single-player content. These basically are a bunch of little tennis challenges that you do while you climb up a tower and, like, try to get to the top of the tower and beat all the challenges. These are oh so fun, man. All of these challenges are just really unique and cool and put you in such unique situations and allows you to see fever rackets and stuff and play as characters, and, like, it's so fun to see what they come up with. I'm probably not describing it very well, but the trial towers are very fun and I really enjoy playing them. And then you have the Mix It Up tab with all the special modes and stuff. These are really cool also. Ring Shot's back, thank God. It wasn't at launch. As far as, I think it wasn't in Tennis Aces at launch. I could be completely wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure Tennis Aces didn't have Ring Shot at launch, which is absurd. Ring Shot is a must for Mario Tennis. It's just a really, really fun little mode that just lets you, just play tennis in a fun, unique little way. I don't know. It's simple, it's effective. Then you got the forced court match. This one I don't really understand, I can't lie. I think if you hit a ball into the mouth of one of the prawn plants, it'll change the, like, mud into grass, and I'm pretty sure it's mainly just texture changes, like ground type changes, where every ground type in these games have different effects on the bounce and the speed and stuff. I think that's mainly what this is, but I don't know. I think the most interesting thing about it is I think the court's a lot bigger than the normal court, but I could be completely wrong about that. I don't know. I think it's fun. But, like, it's nothing crazy. Pinball match, though? Love this. Referencing a Mario Kart track in a different spin-off game is so cool to me. Just the fact that this is a Waluigi pinball reference, insane. Like, actually just incredible stuff. And it's very hectic and fun. It just, the fact that we're using, like, all these pinball gimmicks with, like, a tennis ball, that's so fun. It's such a clever idea. You got all these bumpers popping up and stuff. It's cool. I really like this. I like this one a lot. The Racket Factory match is also really cool. Basically, this one will spawn in, like, different racket types. Like, everyone starts off with the basic racket, but it'll spawn in different racket types as the game goes on. And, like, that's such a good mode to have in this game. Feels like you're constantly swapping between different types of rackets, which have different effects on the court, and it's chaotic, it's fun, really good stuff. The Wonder Court match is probably my favorite out of all of these. It's just a really strong idea for a Wonder reference. Having the Wonder Flower appear at random. Most of the time, you're basically just playing basic tennis, which I do wish that this had more, the Wonder Flower appearing more often, because oftentimes it can just kind of feel like you're playing a normal tennis match, except it's saying you're collecting Wonder Seeds when you get a point, instead of just saying you get a point. But when the Wonder Flower appears, it's so fun. I love the little Wonder effects. I love how quickly you're like scrambling to get the Wonder Seeds from the Wonder effects. I think it's very fun. It's a really clever idea for a Mario Wonder themed mode in a Mario Tennis game. I like the court as well, because a lot of it just feels like very aesthetically, like, ripped straight from Wonder. And it's very interesting to see how that clashes with, like, the designs that they use in this game. Because they don't use, like, the Mario Kart World, Mario Wonder type of aesthetic. They use the more typical Mario aesthetic. Which I do wish they went for the Mario Kart World, Mario Wonder aesthetic instead of the more typical stuff. But I still think this game looks pretty good for a Mario Tennis game. But I don't know, it's just cool to see these, like, two distinct art styles from two distinct eras almost just clash. I don't know. It's kind of neat to me. But yeah, that's, like, a lot of what... Oh, wait, no. Sorry. There's the score challenges. These are pretty simple. 2-player co-op ring shot, 4-player co-op ring shot. Just ring shot except you're cooperating with the other player. The Piranha Plant challenge is just, like, you're trying to rally the ball back to the other side without the opponent hitting it back at all. That's fun. Auto tennis. I don't know what to really say about that. That's a lot of the major stuff covered, but I just kind of want to go over, like, some little details that I really like. I think this game's amiibo functionality is very interesting, because it is an afterthought, absolutely, but I don't know, it's kind of just neat to me that they even put this in. Basically, if you scan an amiibo, you can, for that, like, type match time, like, as long as you're in that mode, I believe, because I think it resets after a while, you can make your ball, like, the, theme to the character of the amiibo you scanned in. Like, for example, when I first got the game, I scanned the Luigi amiibo, and it had, like, a green Luigi ball. It's interesting. I don't know. I just think that's such a funny amiibo functionality. Like, it's pretty useless, all things considered, but it does kind of remind me of like Mario Kart 8 having the Mii costumes and Mario Maker having the power-up costumes, like the Question Mushroom costumes. But like those are a lot more interesting than this. But like the aesthetical changes that are exclusive to Amiibo is something that I don't think we really get as often as we used to. Cause like we used to get them like a lot. That used to be like the main thing you'd get with Amiibo, but now it's almost like just like you unlock a thing earlier than you normally unlock a thing, or you get a little gameplay function, or sometimes they'll lock an exclusive gameplay feature to an Amiibo. That's always stupid, but I don't know. I just always like the aesthetical things like this. And a thing that really caught me off guard was the fact that the camera is like positioned differently, I think. Like, I feel like it's more behind the character than above the character than it normally is in basic tennis matches. In some matches, it just goes straight to the above, but it's more behind, I feel like. And I really like that. I think it gives this game a different feel to like Aces and stuff. And I kind of like the feel of this camera way more. I think it's just a very, very, very fun little aesthetical thing. I don't know. I like the way the camera is. But overall, to wrap things up a bit, I think this is a really good Mario Tennis. I don't know if it's better than Power Tennis yet, but it's certainly better than Aces, and it's probably even better than 64, which is saying something. I think this game is just an absolute blast. It gets everything right that a Mario Tennis needs to get right. I know not a lot of people are gonna really care about this game as much as I do. It's a Mario Tennis game that's coming out after years of Mario sports games being disappointed, but I really do think that this game is worth a shot. Now, that's not taking into account the price. $70 for this game is absurd. I think $70 for games is absurd a lot of the time. But for games like Donkey Kong Bonanza and Kirby Air Riders, I think that you could possibly make an argument that for some people, those are worth $70. I don't even think this is worth $70 for me, and I love this game. It's just, I don't know, Mario sports games should never be like $70, or even 60. I think at the most, these games should be like a $50 game. But I don't know, it's just kind of something with how Nintendo's managing their prices now, you can't really avoid it anymore. That's not me trying to defend it, but it just kind of is the way it is. Overall, though, I really love this game. I think it's an absolutely great Mario sports game. Absolutely great Mario Tennis. And I recommend it if you ever get the chance to play it. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't spend $70 on it, but when in like 2 years when this game starts going on sale for like $20 off at most, I think that would be a pretty fair price. But that's even if that happens. I don't know, Nintendo's very shitty about sales. But yeah, no, that's my video on Mario Tennis Fever. Sorry if this was a bit more unorganized than the last one. The last one was already unorganized, but this one, I don't know. I didn't really think it through that much. But I hope you guys enjoyed this nonetheless. Follow me on Twitter at UltraVoltsRad. Follow me on Instagram. I don't remember my username on Instagram. It was UltraVoltsHere, actually. Yeah, UltraVoltsHere. Both those are linked in the description below. Thank you all for watching this unscripted rambling. Next video, I may talk about Daredevil. I might talk about Daredevil. Maybe I'll talk about the Nintendo Virtual Boy stuff, because that literally just released today as I'm recording this. But yeah, no, have a good day, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.